Today's episode of Valley View with Austin Reed is made possible with support from the United Conservatory of Music in Fresno and by Laura Young with Guarantee Real Estate, also in Fresno.
Now from Channel 49, this is Valley View, covering the issues that matter most to you in Central California. Here's your host, Austin Reed.
Hi there. Welcome to a brand new edition of Valley View here on Channel 49. I'm your host, Austin Reed. Thanks for joining us. We're coming to you from our Central Valley Talk studios inside the Mike Briggs building in the Tower District. We are going to be having a great conversation over the next 30 minutes today with AJ Rassamni. Welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing, brother?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, our pleasure. We are going to have a great conversation. I'm super excited about this. By the way, this is just one of AJ's books.
Yes.
That you've done everything on. Right?
Well, this is a 30 years of experience.
Okay.
Of how you can start a business. Start really with mental. Mm-hmm. You need to envision yourself that you succeeded. And then it gives you that, it's 9 principles of what you have to do to succeed in life and in business.
And this is called Gain the Unfair Advantage. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is some of the ways that you work together with the community,
yes.
Especially in Fresno, as you are also the owner of the Great American Car Wash,
yes,
which is on Blackstone
and Dakota.
So first off, you were born in Africa.
Yes, in Liberia.
So
I'm African American.
Yeah, you're African American. I love that.
Same like Elon Musk.
There you go. Tell me your story. Let's start from the beginning.
So basically I was born in Liberia, but when I was 5 years old, we moved to Lebanon because my parents are Lebanese. And I lived there about 13 years. And 9 of these 13 years were during the Civil War. Okay? And during the Civil War, a lot of Lebanese immigrated to the United States, and we heard stories of them succeeding. So I knew about the American dream when I was 19 years old. So I knew I'm going to end up in the United States to live the American dream. So after Lebanon, I went back to Liberia, and then from Liberia, I came to the United States.
Wow. You've been in Fresno since 2010, is that right?
In Fresno, 2007, I bought the business, but
okay.
2010, I officially moved over here.
Officially moved here. Okay, let's talk a little bit about, I want to start with all the ways that you work with the leaders here in Fresno to make this place a better, safer, happier place to live for everybody.
Yeah, so I do believe that we exist not to just succeed in life, but help other people succeed. So we're here for servicing others. And especially for me, it's really about the kids. Mm-hmm. My dad died, I was 8 years old, actually. So I know not having a kid, a father figure in the house, how it affects you. Yeah. I was lucky that my uncle became like father figure for me.
Okay.
And he, and I get emotional when I think about him too, because he's like father to me. But he really shaped me to service others and help others. Is always about the others. Even in business, you're in business to solve a problem for others. Right. And then the reward is the money that you make, but you're not in business to make money. Right. Because people can see that. Mm-hmm. So always is servicing others.
Right. Yeah, and you know, I love that too, because that's a great point. You know, don't be in business to make money. I mean, we all have to make money, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you're only doing it to make money and that's it, then...
And the customers can see that.
Yeah.
And your employees can see that too. So you are, actually I have it in my book, it's It's most people think that the business owner is the most important person. Actually, you turn it down. The most important person is the customer and your staff. Because if the staff are not happy at work and they don't look forward to come every day to work, because that should be like a family to them, you should create that culture, then they're not going to service the customers or the clients. I like to call them clients. But it's how you treat them is how they're going to treat the clients.
So when you started your first book, let's go to that. When did you put that into publication?
My first book was written for the car wash industry, and I published that 2011.
Okay.
And then I published the second book maybe 2013 for the car wash too. Then this one came after.
And this one's more of just kind of a generic for anybody and everybody.
Anybody in business.
Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about, before we take our first break, I want to talk a little bit about your work with our mayor, Jerry Dyer, along with Fresno County Sheriff Margaret Mims, and other big name locals.
Okay, so I built a mural at the car wash honoring veterans and the law enforcement, and this really how I got to meet Chief Dyer, Sheriff Mims, Lisa Smith Camp, which is excellent, and a lot of council members and assembly members, all that stuff. 2016 also, I became the president of Big Brothers Big Sisters at that time. And
of Central California?
Of Fresno.
Of Fresno, okay.
Fresno,
wow.
Central Fresno,
okay.
Central California.
Okay, okay.
And then, if you remember at that time, there was issue with Black Lives Matters. So I did the big event at the car wash. Everybody showed up. We had people also from Black Lives Matters and all the law enforcement.
Okay.
And at that meeting, I said, this is only the first step. We need to start the communication, because if we just fight, we're never going to resolve anything. We need to connect together. So I started, we start meeting on a weekly basis. I said, what can we do working together? And we came up with having police officers, so when I say law enforcement, I should say, which is police, sheriff, and the district attorneys. And they volunteered to have lunch with the kids at the school once a week. Okay, so to create that connection. Okay, and eventually the name of this one changed because I was the president of Big Brothers Big Sisters. We changed it to Bigs in Blue, and it's still running today.
Huh.
Okay, so create that connection.
Yeah.
So I want to say that every official, public official today that I've been dealing with, they really have Fresno in their heart, regardless of the party. They want what's best for Fresno from their own perspective. Okay, so I think honestly in Fresno we are lucky to have the public officials that we have today. I can name them all, but I think that's going to take too long. So in 2016 also I started Central Blackstone Merchants Association. So what I did is I went to Chief Dyer at that time. I was in his office, and I told him that I can no longer, in my business, I can no longer exist, and because of the problems we have. We had, on average, people were breaking into the business about 4 times a month, but on the worst time was about 10 times per month, which is almost every other day. Because nighttime when we closed, we had hundreds of homeless people in the area. So he said, don't worry, we're just going to open, it was October 2016, we're going to open a Central Fresno police station. And he sent a code enforcer to the area. And he said, we're going to have the code enforcer working with the code enforcer. So the code enforcer, his name is Richard Salinas, which we're still working together, him and I today. He helped me as a community, Central Blackstone, to start the association, which is called Central Blackstone Merchants Association. And working together, we're able to make the area safer, cleaner. What we do, Rich and I, we work on a regular basis, is we see homeless in the area. The first thing we ask them is, hey, do you want housing? And 100% of the homeless people will say yes. But when they realize that we're too serious and we made phone calls and somebody's coming to pick them up, 95% of them say, oh no, I remember I have something to do, I need to go. and they leave. And next day we come back and we see them, we ask the same thing. So after a few times, there's consistency. Eventually they say, okay, let me go somewhere else because I don't want to be bothered every day. So we had every merchant on Blackstone sign no trespassing letter, put the proper sign. We gave all these no trespassing letters to the police so they know that. We work together. If somebody sees a homeless person right there, they make the phone call. That person makes phone call. Another person makes phone call for the police. They call me. I call the code enforcer, and we move them from the area. Big problem also is we had a lot of RV camping in the area. And the RVs are, once you see an RV, basically it's all about drugs, okay? So we ask them to move, we give them a ticket, and when I say we, it's really the code enforcer that does all that stuff. Give them a ticket, ask them to move, then they move to another street, we follow them, hey, you cannot be over here. So within 2-3 days, within 10 days, basically, they're out of the area. So we don't make it easy for them to stay in the area. A lot of camping. Camping, actually, campers cause a lot of fire, by the way. I asked captain of a fire department, and he said homeless are 1% or less from the population, yet 50% of the fire in Fresno is because of homeless people.
50%?
50%.
Wow.
So we make sure there's no camping in the area, not on public property, not on private property. We try to house them, and it's consistency, so we don't stop. So now we're working on getting nighttime patrol too.
Wow.
Okay, so if we keep it clean daytime, nighttime they're coming back. So by having a nighttime patrol, we can clean the area day and night, keep it clean. So the whole community is willing to chip in to get a nighttime patrol. So we just work on logistic right now to do it.
We are talking today to A.J. Rassamni?
Yes.
I got it right. All right, very good. He is the president of the Central Blackstone Merchants Association, along with, you do a lot of other things too. So we're going to continue our conversation with A.J. after this break. You're watching.
Continue blowing, a few seconds more, hang in there.
My name is Tara Burke, and I'm from Sarnia, Ontario, and I'm 22 years old. Cystic fibrosis is a genetic disorder, so I was born with it. In your day-to-day life, cystic fibrosis would kind of make things more difficult to do your regular activities because your lungs don't function properly. So it's like you've run a 400-meter sprint, and you're at the end and you're kind of trying to catch your breath and you cannot quite take in enough air at one moment to catch your breath. That's what it felt like to brush my teeth. And your digestive system doesn't work properly, so you have to take pills to help digest your food so that you're getting all the nutrients and the fats out of it. I had a double lung transplant February 1st, 2012. When I was in grade 12, my lung function started to drop, and I ended up spending the next year and a half in and out of hospital. My weight was dropping, and eventually the doctors determined that I was in end-stage function for CF in my lungs, and the only treatment for that is a double lung transplant.
Listen. All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize
You feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize,
unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
No one's going to judge you.
suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
Listen.
Today's episode of Valley View with Austin Reed is made possible with support from the United Conservatory of Music in Fresno and by Laura Young with Guarantee Real Estate, also in Fresno.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Valley View on Channel 49. We thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed. Connect with me online at austinreednetwork.com. We are continuing our conversation today with A.J. Rassamni. Welcome back.
Thank you.
President of the Central Blackstone Merchants Association, along with the owner of the Great American Car Wash on Blackstone and Dakota in Fresno, and the proud author, published author of this book, Gain the Unfair Advantage, which is all about business. And then you have two other books in relation to car washing. More specifically today, though, we are talking about the Central Blackstone Merchants Association because Valley View is a public affairs show, and we love highlighting people and groups that are making a difference, and you're making a difference. For our viewers that are just tuning in and they missed our first segment, just give everybody a quick rundown of what the Blackstone Merchants Association is.
Well, Central Blackstone Merchants Association is we work with older merchants, and really we added the residents in the area to keep the area safe and clean. We house a lot of homeless people. We've housed over 75 homeless people in the last 6 months. The credit should go really to the code enforcer, Richard Salinas. I mean, he walks with me every day, not every day, but a couple times a week at least. But we're every day in the area, and without the council member support, that couldn't have been possible. We have a support of the police department, Captain Beckwith today, 100% support. We have support of the mayor's office and the economic development department. So I want to mention the mayor's office, H. Spees, and from economic development department, Laura Reyes.
Okay.
But without us working together, collaborating together, we couldn't have accomplished what we have today. So the crime in Fresno, and really all over the United States, it's more than last year. Okay, and I think the crime all over Fresno today is about 20% higher than last year. Our area, Central Blackstone, the crime is down 20% from last year. I know burglary in our area is down 40%. And I believe crime is down about 20%. So
yeah,
once
I've heard that 20% number.
Yeah. So once you keep the area clean, it's going to make a difference. And we cannot take all the credit. Like I said, it's credit everybody, all of us working together.
You were telling me a story during our last break in regards to the Black Lives Matter situation.
Okay, so when we did, so before I say that, let me start with this. When we did Bigs in Blue, we had Black Lives Matters members of the meeting that we're having. And the issue was they were afraid that black kids do not want to participate and have lunch with the law enforcement officer. And when I say law enforcement, it's police, sheriff, and district attorneys. Okay. And that was true. First couple of weeks, there was no black kids having lunch with the police officer, with the law enforcement. But 2 weeks later, we start seeing the kids holding the teacher's shirt and pushing it, pulling it, and say, when I'm going to get my mentor. Okay? And that was something great, because that's really what we want to do. We want to be part of the whole community, and that made a difference. So, how can I say this? It's to change somebody's perspective, you need to change their environment. And by them seeing other kids having fun with the law enforcement officers. They said, hey, I want the same thing.
You're bridging the gap.
That's exactly what we did. So we did something else. 2020, I started something at Kirk Elementary. We had intervention prevention program too. So it was every Wednesday from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We had an hour called Social Behavior Hour. And I was able to get, because I'm part of Kiwanis, East Fresno Kiwanis, I was able to get the Key Club kids from Edison High School to come and mentor the kids, sit with the kids one-on-one. Okay? And we asked questions about social behavior, search situation, and how to handle it. And I remember the last day before COVID, I sat with two kids, two girls, one here, and they're 9 years old. And the question was, if somebody takes your cell phone from you, what do you do? So one said, I go beat him up to get my phone, and the other one said the same thing. And I was shocked, the girls, and they're 9 years old. And I said, let me ask a question. If you do that, what's going to happen at school? The principal's I'm going to go to the principal's office or something. And what's going to happen to you at home? I'm going to go to my room. I don't care. So that was their mentality. I said, do you know why we're asking you those questions today? Because when you turn 18, if you go fight with somebody to get your phone back, guess what's going to happen? You're going to go to prison. Do you want to go to prison? And the oh, no. Then how would you act? I just asked for it nicely. And the other one said, I don't care about my phone. So we need to put these pictures in them, ask those questions. And this is what the social behavior hour was. And then the second hour, we had law enforcement there. So we had a captain from the police department and a captain from the fire department. Okay? And they played with the kids, and we're creating that connection gap too. And when I started that program too, I also went there with a good friend of mine, Dr. Crozier, Karen Crozier, and she also had the same concern as, black kids would not want to participate if law enforcement's there. And that was true, because the first couple of weeks, we didn't have any black kids in it. But after 2 weeks, we had few black kids there. So again, it's creating the connecting environment, people together. And that's what we're doing. So changing behavior and creating connection in the city and the community.
We're going to take one final break, and then we'll be back with one final segment with AJ next. I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Valley View. Stay with us.
I'm Dr. Edith Bracho-Sanchez with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The stress created by the COVID-19 pandemic can wear anyone down, but teens may have a especially hard time. Feeling depressed or angry may be signs they need more support. Remember, parents set the tone at home, so try to stay positive, keep the lines of communication open, and talk with your pediatrician if you have any concerns. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. Welcome.
Century Salon in Old Town Clovis.
Okay, and you guys are in that new two-story building.
Right on Clovis Avenue. Originally, Oh My Crepes, this is something that we've been wanting to do for a while now.
We are talking about the Fresno Freeze now, women's soccer. And joining us in our Tower District studios is Kevin.
Stephanie Dancio. and she's here for Mardi Gras.
I
Stephanie.
am. Thank you for having me.
Ken joining us live via Zoom, an author. Ken, welcome back to Central Valley Talk.
Yeah, 321 book.shop.
Well, a good update is that the market is still hot, just like the weather here in the Central Valley.
This is Newsmakers, and I'm Mike Briggs. We've been coming to you every year for about 13 years, talking about the news and talking to people in the news and people who make the news. We have a special guest, Fresno County Supervisor Buddy Mendez. Welcome, Supervisor.
Well, thank you, Mike.
My next guest is Darren Redmond, the Executive Director of Pain, Parents and Addicts in Need, one of my new best friends here in the Central Valley.
Yes.
With Austin Reed, this is Valley View.
All right, welcome back to Valley View. We are continuing our talk today with AJ Rassamni. Welcome back. And I know you wanted to talk, we've only got a few minutes left, but you wanted to touch on the Neighborhood Watch and then also the Police Activity League, right?
Yes.
Real quick, by the way, AJ is the president of the Central Blackstone Merchants Association.
Yes. So really my passion is always working with the kids, because the kids are, kids, 15% of the population, students, the students are 15% of the population, but yet they are 100% of our future, okay? And I like to work with young kids because it's where you create the roots for them. So let me put it this way. If you have a flower that doesn't bloom, you don't fix the flower, you fix the environment. And when we fix the environment, the root gets stronger, and then the flower will bloom. Okay, so that's why I like to work with the kids. So in Police Activity League we have mentorship for the kids. So we just had, for example, last month we had a shopping spree, and we gave every kid $400 to go shopping. At Neighborhood Watch, during Halloween, we fed 1,000 kids, and we give them a lot of toys and Halloween costume, all that stuff. Yeah. So now coming up before Christmas, with Pat, we're going to have 3 events for Christmas. And with Neighborhood Watch, we're going to have one December 18. We're going to be feeding 3,500 kids and giving every kid a toy. Plus, we're going to have a lot of other stuff for them. But you need to build their self-esteem. You need to show them that somebody cares about them.
Trust, and show them trust and leadership and, love.
Yes. Look, for me, I say you need to be selfish, because when you help others, you're going to get fulfillment. You're going to get more benefit than the other person. And by the way, receiving is as fulfilling as giving, okay? The flower never tells the bee, why are you taking the pollen? Because the only way the flower can keep surviving, ensure its survivors, is by the bee taking its pollen. The fruit tree, by the way, if you don't pick up the fruit trees, you don't pick up the fruits from the trees, the tree doesn't give as many fruits next time. Okay, so it needs to give for it to keep on receiving. The trees create the oxygen, and we take the oxygen all the time.
We do.
The tree never asks who's taking my oxygen. The tree never asks who's taking the fruits from me. It has to give to ensure its survivors. Okay? And another thing I want to say is, most people look at, think that we're human beings trying to get spiritual experience on earth, but really we are spiritual beings trying to get the human experience. So we are all connected as one. So we are like raindrops, okay? We're all individual, but eventually we're going to fall in the same lake. If one side of the lake is poisoned, the whole lake gets poisoned. Okay, and I forgot to mention with Kirk Elementary, we work with Teens That Care. So I need to give credit to Jenny Ganson. Teens That Care, she's the founder, Jenny. It's kids from Clovis area that they serve in Southwest and Southeast, serving other kids because they want to create that connection too. They want them to know the other side of town too. So it's working together, understanding that we are one, And if you are hurt, I'm hurt. And the only way for me to feel love is to love you first.
Makes sense. Yeah. Somebody has any questions for you, how can they get in touch?
I have my number.
Okay, perfect. Oh, 559-284-1919?
Yes, they can call me or text me. I'll be more than happy to talk to people.
AJ, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Come back anytime.
Thank you very much.
All right. I'm Austin Reed. That's going to do it for Valley View. Thank you for watching here on KIFR, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.